introduction for us.
A round of applause.
Hello. I am much privileged to be called upon to introduce our judges, the debaters, and then the timekeeper. Ladies and gentlemen, I am much privileged to be given this assignment. So, we'll look at our judges who will make sure what we are doing here is on track. Are we okay? So, on the first list, we have Mr. Ansan, who is in the person of the head master. Let's clap for him. Then the second here we have Mr. Kulaji. Mr. Kulaji, please let's wave. Then we have Madame Rose, who is one of the judges. So we have these three judges who make sure we check whether what we are saying, what we are doing is on right path. Good, so let's look at the debaters. We have the affirmative here and then the negative. So we'll let them introduce themselves for us to know. So let's start from the first speaker in that order. Thank you. So from affirmative first.
Welcome. My name is Amposa Steven, representing the affirmative.
Remove the mask. Okay.
My name is Amposa Steven. My name is Amposa Steven. My name is Amposa Steven, representing the affirmative and also the principal speaker. Thanks.
So we'll move on to the second speaker.
My name is Kolibanson, and I'm representing the affirmative side and also the second speaker as well.
Okay, the third speaker.
I am Abdurrashid Hamidu, representing the third speaker of the affirmative group.
Okay, so we are moving to the negative. Please, the first speaker.
I'm Hamidu Umaru, the first speaker of the negative side of the house.
Second speaker.
My name is Odonko Matilda, and I am the second speaker for negative.
Third speaker.
My name is Odonko Mary, and I'm the third speaker for negative.
All right, thank you very much for your introduction. Those at their backs, I'm sure they are the members. When you are watching Parliament, you see the speaker sitting in front. It means he's the one leading the house. Are we okay? Good. And then we have the MPs. Those at the back, they are the MPs. So we respect them. Okay? Right. So we cannot just sit here like that. And then everything we do here, we follow principles. And then we use time. Okay? So we introduce our timekeeper to be Sir Theophilus. Sir Theophilus. So we have his representative there. When he comes, he will change him. Thank you for your attention.
A round of applause.
Let's invite Mr. Ansan to give us the debating overview.
Okay, thank you very much. On behalf of the management of Lohem School Complex, I want to run us through why we are here. I believe most of us here are contemplating as to they don't really know what is going on. Yes, today you'll be exposed to a lot of things. And from here, you also go out there to know what to do in terms of debating. So, as already stated, and we know, we have two representations today. And debating is a process, just as how you have two sides of a coin. Every issue has both the positive and the negative. And right here we have the positive, affirmative. They are the affirmative. Then negative, they are those that are against the motion. And the motion before the House today, ladies and gentlemen, it says education should be introduced in schools. These people have researched very well. They've been taught the principles, the guidelines, and they are fully prepared. Let's hear for them. So they are right here, and very soon action begins. When action begins, we expect you to be quiet. Enjoy the proceedings. This is where you know those who can challenge, not with blows, but with words. Here they state a lot of facts, statistics, and even quotations. And after all that, there is a strict scrutinizing, meaning both sides are going to investigate their sources and then query them. At the end of the day, they will prove their points and will declare a winner. So the first part of the debating process, we are going to have a constructive speech by the first speaker for affirmative and then the first speaker for negative. After that, there's what we call crossfires. Crossfires is where they will ask each other questions based on the debates they made. So this is going to be like a challenge between first speaker for affirmative and first speaker for negative. I think we are very much excited and we look forward to seeing that. A round of applause for them. A round of applause for them. After this process, we'll hear from the second speakers for both sides, affirmative and negative, after which they too will engage in crossfires. This crossfires is just 3 minutes. They use 3 minutes for crossfires, and the timekeeper will ring the bell. For the constructive speeches, they are using 5 minutes, so they should take notes. 5 minutes, which means in 5 minutes they should be able to deliver. When it's 4 minutes, the bell will go once. That is the warning bell. 5 minutes, then it goes twice. Timekeeper should take note of that. So when they come, I need not to talk much. They know what to do. So from there, we go to the next category, which is summary rebuttals. This is where all are allowed to exchange words based on all that they've done. And then we will have grand crossfires. These things are very critical when it comes to debating. Then we have the final focus. After all these, judges are going to deliberate. We are there. We have the criteria. We'll be looking for critical thinking, confidence, well composed, rebuttals. These are the criteria we'll be using. So when speakers come, they should take note of these criteria and do as such, because we are awarding marks. And when you come here, please, you will be asked to begin before you begin. And we know the procedures already. As you begin, the clock starts to beep. We must be time conscious. So this is the overview in brief. The audience will also be given chance to just ask one question. Two will be okay. 2 questions from the audience. That's if everything has ended. Your turn will come where we'll ask you to ask them questions. They will address those questions to you. Thank you very much for coming.
Hello? So now, time for action. The audience, we plead with you. Okay. Audience, the seniors, we plead with you. Make sure you maintain silence there. Guide the younger ones so they don't make noise for the process. We are about to begin the debating proper. We plead with you. So, okay. Speakers, be ready. We will be privileged now to hear from affirmative first speaker. Yeah. Please. I shouldn't remind you again. Hello. Begin.
Chairperson, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, fellow students, dear teachers, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ambosan Stephen, the principal speaker for the affirmative. On the motion, and I quote, sex education should be introduced in school, and I quote. Chairperson, kindly permit me to define the keywords mentioned in the above motion. Chairperson, to begin, education is the process by which individual or group of people are taught the ways to acquire knowledge and skill on a particular topic. On the other hand, sex education is a platform whereby individuals or group of people are taught the dangers associated with having sexual activities. Chairperson, my colleagues or opponents may come here throwing us into our eyes that introducing sex education in school will make the student become aware of their sexual or other sexual activities when they are exposed to sex education. But, chairperson, I will say this, that even in 2010, that the population census was conducted in Ghana, the population of the female, or I can say our young girls, is about 55% of the whole population conducted. Chairperson, even, and I quote, the Bible says, lack of knowledge, my people perish. Yeah. Also, a proverb says, curiosity kills a cat. Yeah. Mr. Chairman, Chairperson, as already stated, that I'm for the motion, which is affirmative. I would like to begin with sex education teaches the young people about the dangers of early sex. Early sex has now become something normal that every young person wants to try it. which is regarded in the community as not a good habit. Chairperson, sex education should be added to the school's curriculum so that it will be taught to the students in school. Chairperson, some parents even advise their girl child, and I say, that they should use soap to rub their sexual parts, not knowing that the soap contains chemicals which are harmful to the body. Chairperson, and I quote, lack of knowledge, my people perish, and I unquote. But I'm sure and I hope that with this, my people are not going to perish. Chairperson, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, dear teachers, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, with the above points mentioned and well elaborated, I hope that I vehemently say that, and I quote, sex education should be introduced in school. And I quote, thank you.
Thank you very much, first speaker. A round of applause for him. Thank you. You may have your seat. Shall we hear from first speaker, negative? 5 minutes. In 4 minutes, the warning bell will sound. 5 minutes, you end. Begin.
Mr. Chairperson.
On. Up.
Mr. Chairperson, panel of judges, co-debaters, accurate timekeeper, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Hamidu Umaru, representing the negative on the motion sex education should be introduced in school. The motion before the House today, Mr. Chairperson, is sex education should be introduced in school. And we firmly stand against the motion. Education, Mr. Chairperson, is a process where individuals or group of people come together to learn and acquire knowledge and skills about themselves and the world. On the other hand, Mr. Chairperson, sex education is a platform where both males and female students are taught the dangers associated with early sex. Mr. Chairperson, data has shown that teenage pregnancy is rapidly increasing in the urban cities, which is becoming alarming and worrying. Mr. Chairperson, the teenage pregnancy is increasing in these areas due to the easy accessibility of modern technology such as mobile phones by students. Mr. Chairperson, the issue of whether to introduce sex education is highly unconsiderable. It is clear to say that instead of government wasting state funds to buy new textbooks and employ new teachers to teach about sex education, government should rather abolish and halt the use of these technologies by students. Let's not forget that, Mr. Chairperson, in James chapter 1 verse 15 to 16, God considers sex before marriage as a sin. To conclude, Mr. Chairperson, as I stand here, I had a situation where a teacher told me to remain chaste, but when I become sexually active, I should use contraceptive. Which means when sex education is introduced, this is what the teacher, this is what they will teach the student. Thank you, Mr. Chairperson.
Thank you. Thank you. A round of applause. It's not easy. This is their first time. They are doing very well. A round of applause. Thank you very much. So now it will be time for crossfires. 2 minutes. First speakers, affirmative. First speaker, negative. 2 minutes for crossfires. 2 minutes. Organize yourself, then you do your crossfires.
Person. My opponent said, if sex education is introduced in the schools, the students will be damaged due to how they may explain the topic into details. But I firmly say that even we are here not because we don't know anything, but we know, and we are here to be taught into details the dangers that if we stay in the house we may not know. So on this topic that sex education should be introduced in schools, I say that we are not just here to be taught the dangers that will damage us, but also to be taught in such a way that if such thing happen, we know how to handle it. Mr. Chairperson.
Look, 1, 2.
Mr. Chairperson, he said that we are here to be taught when such thing happen, how to handle it. So, Mr. Chairperson, should we sit down and wait for it to happen before we handle it, or we should prepare towards it as early as better?
We should prepare, because there's a saying that prevention is better than cure. We don't wait for the thing to happen before. That's why we are taught we should be taught sex education in schools.
And I also
Time up. Thank you. Oh, let's clap for them. Let's clap for them.
I think we are having fun, right? Are we all having fun? Good. So now they've just done their crossfires. We are now going to hear from second speaker, affirmative. Second speaker, affirmative.
Round of applause.
Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, co-debaters, accurate timekeeper, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kole Banson, representing the affirmative on the motion sex education should be introduced in schools. Mr. Chairperson, the motion before the House today is sex education should be introduced in schools, and we firmly stand for the motion. Firstly, we begin with a brief description on the outstanding keywords. Education, Mr. Chairperson, is defined as the process by which an individual or group of people come together to learn and acquire knowledge on a particular topic to which helps that individual or group of people to make the right choice. On the other hand, sex education in the simplest form is basically education about sexuality, contraceptive methods, into bracket condoms, drugs, or surgery, how to prevent sexually transmitted diseases, the importance of protection, and last but not the least, attitudes and principles about sex. Mr. Chairperson, take for example, at present times in Ghana, the rate of teen birth and abortion is the highest among other Western countries, with teenagers over a number of 1 million going through pregnancy every year. My participants believe that sex education is an important means to gain knowledge, but particularly compared to learning from parents and peers. Most participants, into bracket more than 90%, state that they believe that peers were not the right people to learn from. Chairperson, if I may move to the foreign countries, according to California Department of Public Health, the rate of teen birth, which was previously 37.1 in the year 2007, decreased by 1.9 per thousand in 2008. Secondly, Trisha found that sex education does work and it also delays teen having sex with inevitable leads to teen pregnancy being reduced. Based on a national survey of 2019, teens aged 15 to 19 in 2002, her team found that teen boys were 3 times more likely to contraceptive methods. Fellow students, imagine if this is still going on. Won't it have a lot of effect on our education? Chairperson, evidence collected have pointed out that sex education indeed can reduce teen pregnancy and a lot of unaccepted things. Therefore, in conclusion again, I say that sex education should be introduced in schools. Thank you.
A round of applause. A round of applause. Thank you very much. We are getting on. So we'll now hear from second speaker, negative. Begin.
Chairperson, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Odonko Matilda, and I say a very warm good morning to welcome you all to this memorable event. Moreover, I duly acknowledge the honor given to me as the second speaker to address this esteemed men and women gathered here on the debate topic, sex education should be introduced in schools. Without delay, I rise to speak against the motion. Mr. Chairman, please let me begin by defining education and sex education for the sake of the audience and particularly my opponent. Chairperson, education, Mr. Chairperson, is the process of acquiring knowledge and skills about oneself and the world. And also, sex education is a platform given to both males and females to study about the dangers associated with sexual-related activities. Mr. Chairperson, to start with, sex education attacks religious faith of other students who have been taught by their parents that premarital sex and abortion are very bad, who have to sit in the class and hear things contradict to their beliefs. Mr. Chairperson, sex education has never been shown to reduce teenage pregnancy or abortion, but as a matter of fact, it increases teenage pregnancy. A study in the March 2002 issue of General Health Economics entitled Economic Family Planning Contraceptions has found some evidence that greater access to contraceptives are associated with the increase in teenage pregnancy and abortion. Chairperson, science and even social studies give students the platform to study about the dangers associated with sexual-related activities and their effects. As sex education will imply, even as sex education will imply, and even my opponents can testify to this. Person. Sometimes nurses visit our school to teach us about the dangers associated with having sex. And I think students are already aware of these dangers. And even pioneers of this school can testify to this. In concluding, Mr. Chairperson, even illiterates know the effect of staying away from sex. Even illiterates know the effect of staying away from sexual related activities. So there is no way sex education must be introduced because it will be the cause of the high rate at which people get pregnant. Chairperson, distinguished guests, panel of judges, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, it is clear that